Hello, everybody, and welcome to GravityKit Live.
Hey, everybody. Welcome. Thanks for joining.
I'm Zack, owner of GravityKit. I don't know. I'm Zack.
I'm Casey from GravityKit.
Yeah, from GravityKit. And we've got a really cool show today where we're going to be going over a bunch of stuff we recently added to well, a couple of things, but also we call it query filters internally, but it's really our enhanced conditional logic across the board. We've got really cool stuff to show you in that regard. What else have we got going on today, Casey?
Yeah, we're also going to be talking about a couple of news items, including an interesting AI update. And then we're also going to be showing off our new free tool, GravityMCP, for connecting Gravity Forms to your AI assistants. So that's going to be fun. And then a couple of other demos as well for doing some plugin customizations.
Yeah. So Casey, what's the news? What's an AI update that you think would be really helpful for our users and customers to know about?
Yeah, so things are things are changing in the space so quickly with all the new AI tools coming out. But every now and again, something comes out and it's like a bit of a game changer, right? And I think this is one of those tools. So this is a AI image editing tool from Google, and it's called Nano Banana.
Can you say that 3 times fast, please?
No.
No, nana banana, nana banana, nana banana.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But the awesome thing about this tool is that it can do like fine image editing. So you can upload a reference image and ask it to change it slightly, and it still preserves the visual consistency of the original image, which is something that wasn't really possible before with AI image editing.
Yeah, every time I would want to tweak a little thing, like remove a background or add something to an existing image, it would then like AI-ify the whole image, and it would look really weird, and I would hate it because it would look like AI generated. But this is more like AI image editing.
Exactly. Yeah, it's more like what you would expect if you're like sitting next to a designer and you're like, hey, can you tweak this? Can you tweak that? So it's really cool. And of course, you can do it all just through conversational prompts, right? So you can check it out. You can check out Nano Banana here at nanobanana.ai. But if you use Gemini, you can also use it through Gemini. So this is the Gemini interface, and then you just click on Tools here and Create Images. And then this is actually using Nano Banana in the background. And then you can upload reference images directly here. So this is kind of fun, and I can kind of show how this works. So Zach, let me upload a image of Floaty here. And how do you want to edit this image?
Have Floaty be a zoo ringmaster. Introducing a cartoon lion.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's see what Nano Banana comes up with.
Though I suppose, based on what we've just been talking about, having it be more a literal adjustment to the existing image might be more in keeping with. Oh, that's amazing.
That's fun.
That's incredible.
And then I think if you keep prompting it, like you can ask it to change small details.
Yeah, I mean, even so, that's just wild. Okay, how about Floaty playing a video game? And it's really fast, like compared to the OpenAI. I forget what they call it. The OpenAI model. That's very quick
DALL-E or something.
Yeah, exactly, DALL-E.
There we go. Yeah, and like the more reference images you upload, the better results you'll get. But it's really fun to play around with this.
Nice.
Yeah, cool. So moving on, I wanted to quickly highlight our GravityKit Academy site, Zach, because I think this is a really helpful resource for new users. And I know we do have some new users that tune into our live streams. So I want to make sure you know where to go for all the best educational resources. So if you head on over to academy.gravitykit.com, here we have a lot of videos and full-length courses. And then if you're new to GravityView especially, you can click up here on GravityView Basics. And then we have a full learning path here for GravityView called Foundations for GravityView Success. And it takes you through from the GravityView Quick Start Guide, getting set up, to the building a business directory. So it walks you through step-by-step how to build a full application from scratch. And then the third course is enhancing your views. And there we go through some more kind of advanced features. And all these courses are relatively short. They're all under an hour. These two are 30 minutes. This one's just under an hour. But if you go through all of this, you're going to be, I think you'll be very confident in building with GravityView. And it's really going to teach you, everything you need to know.
Yeah, and it's a great resource. And for those of you who have my brain has been melted by modernity, and so I just set the tutorials to 1.5 speed, and it works better for me.
Yeah.
So
totally.
even though it says 30 minutes, that's actually 15 minutes if you power through it at 1.5 speed.
Yeah, and all the videos have timestamps. You can just skip to the parts that are most relevant to you as well. So
yeah,
definitely encourage you to do that.
But it's a great resource. It's really helpful, and we are working to build out with more videos and more documentation across the board, not just at GravityKit Academy, but the Academy is really helpful.
Awesome. And then Zack, there was some news recently from Gravity Forms. They released Gravity SMTP 2.0. Are you familiar with this update at all?
I saw it come through. I don't know the details though.
Yeah, so it's interesting. So they've got a couple of new integrations with two API-based email sending services, Email It and Resend. And I think these are kind of developer-focused tools. I'm not familiar with them personally, but apparently they had a lot of requests to have these integrated. So now you have these two new tools integrated. And then they also have added a new email activity digest. And I think this is really cool. So this is kind of like, I guess, like a dashboard in a way that shows you like the recent email activity from your site. So you can kind of keep track of like recent sends, and you can see at a glance like how many emails failed and things like that. And I think that's really important if you're running like a membership site, or if you just have a website that's sending a lot of emails in general.
Right. Yeah, and it's often not clear how many account-related emails are being sent, and that would show up as being sent by WordPress versus how many subscription-related stuff. So if you have a WooCommerce store or Easy Digital Download store, I have noticed this functionality on our website. We use Gravity SMTP, and it's really nice to be able to see this kind of report and see, oh, okay, this is how many like password reset links are being sent versus how many emails from subscription reminders.
Yeah, totally. So we had a question come through here, Zack. Ken asked, do you have an estimate release date for the Elementor GravityView editor?
Certainly next month, Ken, in October. And we are in the middle of testing. Our QA tester, Mwale, has handed off some items back to me, and I will be making adjustments based on those. So it's almost there. We will. We have a lot of people who have submitted the form requesting early access. I think we're getting close. So sorry for the delay. I know we talked about releasing it in August, and it's not August anymore, but it's getting there.
Yeah, I mean, we really want to make sure it's polished and ready for release. So it's been working great for me, but I know there's a couple of things still to work on. So I think it's getting really close, and it's going to be really exciting when we have that out.
I'm looking forward to it. And then we, on our list, Elementor, Divi, Beaver Builder. We have a big list of page builders to add support for. I think Elegant Themes is in there. But I also, and I'm just putting it out there right now. Our plan is to do simpler integrations with all these other form builders, just so you don't have to use a shortcode anymore. And then come back and add the more advanced support like we're doing for the GravityView Elementor widget. So yeah, we're going to be adding more support for page builders across the board, more simple to start off with, and then keep on iterating and making it more powerful like the GravityView Elementor widget.
Yeah, totally. And Zack, another update that we had recently that users have probably noticed, customers have probably noticed, is the addition of new notices in the WordPress admin dashboard.
Yeah, we have them. The notices situation in WordPress is a mess. When we do support, we need to have access to to our customers' websites. We log in and just like without fail, it's just huge amounts of admin notices. And we didn't want to be part of the problem. We wanted to have a nice solution that allowed us to show information that was necessary to be shown, but not junk up your admin. And so we've worked really hard. Vlad did a great job implementing it to design and implement a notices framework that is, it's really functional. It allows for persistent and dismissed notifications. It has tons of functionality that hopefully you notice, where like if you have multiple notices, they kind of stack, so it doesn't take up a bunch of screen real estate. It's really nice, and hopefully WordPress itself tackles the notices issue and has a standardized way of doing this moving forward. There have been suggested implementations of this over the years, and I would like to have that in core. But until then, we have a really nice notices framework that hopefully will serve us well for years to come.
Yeah, and I think this is so helpful and important. And there's things like, hey, you have this older version of PHP installed. We're not going to be supporting it at some point. Please upgrade. These types of things that are really important. You don't want to be caught blindsided by something like that. So I think this is really great addition.
I agree. Yeah, I'm glad to have it in there, and it's across all of our products. So in the past, if we had to show a notice for GravityView and GravityCalendar, there would be like two different notices on top of one another. Now they're in the same interface. They're stacked nicely. They show our little icons for the different products if there are multiple products showing notices. Lots of cool little details like that.
Awesome. So yeah, I thought I'd kick it off with just a little demo of GravityMCP. And Zack, do you want to just kind of give an overview of what this tool is and what it does?
Yeah. So model context protocol. It's like MCPs are ways essentially to communicate with APIs, which API is another developer term, right? It's a application programming interface or something like that. It's essentially a way to talk to your code. And the code can say, this is what I can do. And then the AI can say, okay, well, let me take advantage of what you can do and actually create a form or create an entry instead of having to go in there and drag and drop the fields and save the form. And then like, oh, shoot, I want to do different choices for this field. So you open up edit choices and you drag and drop the choices. You can just talk to your AI and say, hey, create a new form, instead of having to deal with the back and forth of the visual builder. And MCPs, they're all over the place. A lot of different services offer them now. They are a way to expose functionality of services and your websites in your ChatGPT, in your Claude, and you could take advantage of that without leaving your AI interface. So we built one for Gravity Forms. Short answer.
Yeah, so let me give a quick demo of how this works. So I have my site set up here, and I've got a couple of forms for my product, Floaty Press. Got a product feedback form and a support form. And what I've done is I've connected my site directly to Claude. So I have the Claude desktop app here, and I've connected my site to Claude via the MCP. So now Claude has access to Gravity Forms. And it can pull entry data for me, create reports, it can analyze entries, it can create forms. So it's like my assistant that I can use for doing all these things. And what I did is I created a new project in Claude, and I just call it GravityMCP. So all my Gravity Forms related chats will be grouped here. And now I can interact with my data via Claude just by using conversational prompts. So I prepared a couple prompts here just to show you how this works. So here I'm going to write, please summarize all the support tickets submitted to the FloatyPress support form, extract up to 3 key themes, and provide suggested next actions. So if I send that to Claude, Claude already has access to Gravity Forms via the MCP, so it will know exactly what it needs to do. So it's going to look for the form that I specified. And it's found it here, as you can see, with 20 entries, and it's now retrieving the support ticket entries. And then once it has that data, it can go ahead and summarize it for me and extract the themes and prepare a little report for me. So here we go. It's already done. And it's showing me the breakdown by the issue priority, criticality. And then it's extracted a few key themes for me, like critical security and compatibility issues, UX, display and rendering, feature gaps and configuration.
And
then
these are all hypothetical. These are all like sample issues. These are not actual issues that we have on our
yes.
on our code base. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a hypothetical product. It's all dummy data. And then it's pulled suggested next actions for me as well. Now, if I had to manually go through 20 entries and do this work, it would have taken me a couple hours to do this, probably. Or, maybe a bit shorter than that. But if I had 100 entries, yeah, for sure, it's going to take me a couple hours. It only takes Claude, a minute to do this. So it's incredibly helpful, and it saves a lot of time. And this is one of the use cases I really like, which is just analyzing existing entries. And I thought I'd just go through another quick example here for my FloatyPress product feedback form. So in this case, I'll just ask Claude if it can please analyze sentiment from the entries, and then output your analysis in a summary table, and include 5 key insights for the product team. And let's see what it comes up with. Zack, I know you've been using this quite a lot. Do you want to talk about some of your use cases?
Yeah, so I was just writing something down so I didn't forget. One of the cool things about connecting all these different MCPs is like, okay, so you have these Gravity Forms entries. What do you do with that? Well, you can say, now that you've made these summaries of like next steps for our product, if you've already connected a GitHub MCP, you can tell Claude, you can tell wherever else you have your MCP integrated, you can say, great, now create issues in GitHub, one for each one of these suggested courses of action, and plan it out, like assign it to the appropriate people on the team. You can just describe what you want to have done, and if you have the right MCPs connected, it will do it.
Yeah, and this is super helpful. Claude's already produced a summary table here showing me all the different product feedback items. And yeah, I mean, it saves a lot of time. But not only can you analyze existing entries, you can also create forms and entries if you want to. We always advise being a little bit careful when you're doing this because you are relying on the AI to get everything right. But this is something you can do, and you can test it and you can play around with it. So yeah,
and the MCP has by default the delete mode disabled, if I remember correctly. I think that's how I built it, because you don't want to just accidentally delete stuff. I figured it was okay to accidentally create a new form, right? That's the danger of that is less. Yeah. But yeah, you can create a new form using MCP. You can create new entries. So let's see how that goes.
Yeah, and one of the great things about interacting with an AI assistant is that, for example, if you wanted to create a new form, but you're not really sure how the form should be structured, you can just ask it for advice. And, so in this case, I can just put in this prompt that says like, hey, I want to run a WordPress plugin called FloatyPress that allows you to manage data on your site and create dynamic dashboards. I want to add a short and simple feature request form to my website for customers to submit requests for features they would like to see added to the plugin. How should I structure it? And I can send that to Claude, and it can give me some advice. And then if I like what it suggested, I can actually get it to build that form for me, which is
Yeah,
pretty
and
cool.
this is really helpful for like job application forms where there are a lot of standards and practices that change over the years. Like a lot of things you should ask and a lot of things you should not ask. A lot of things you're not legally allowed to ask. Um, so asking for best practices first is a great way to make sure that what you're doing is a best practice, which is easy to just like, oh, I know a job application form, but maybe that doesn't align with the best practices of the day. So that's where AI really comes in handy.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's got a few suggested fields here. It's also suggested a confirmation message. And then it's asking me, would you like me to create this form for you in Gravity Forms? And I'll say, yes, please create this form.
And Rob Davis, hello, Rob, asks the critical question: Is it MC aware? Is the MCP aware of Gravity Forms extensions and able to interact with them too? Rob, we are working on that. It is able to read that they exist. I don't think it's structured right now to be able to create integrations properly. Like there are configuration and settings and stuff that will need to be. It'll need to be essentially trained on a little bit by the configuration of the MCP. So that is next up for sure. Because wouldn't it be cool to say, I want to create a Gravity calendar or I want to create a Gravity view using this MCP? Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, totally. And one thing that's great if you're building client sites is you can really build prototypes really quickly. And if you need to test functionality, like you need to test email notifications or things like that, you can just get Claude to create one for you and add a bunch of entries. So it saves you a lot of time from having to do these kinds of manual tests and stuff.
Right, and you can see when you're using the MCP, the way that it's set up, it has internal validation before it does the remote response, a remote request to your form. So the AI will create a structure that says, this is what I think the structure should be. And then it validates it internally before it does the request and says, oh, shoot, this needs to be a different format. Because AI isn't always right. But when we were building the MCP, we wanted to make sure that before it contacted your site, it had the right structure as much as possible.
Yeah, so it looks like it's done. It's giving me an overview here, but I can go back to my site and actually see this form. So if I just refresh my page, there we go. So I've got a floaty feature requests form, and let's edit it and see.
And
And
look at all the nice
looks pretty good.
placeholder texts and like the emojis. Like it's really nicely done.
Yeah, this looks great, and it's even customized the submit button for me there as well, which is
Oh,
cool.
cool. Yeah. And so, Casey, what happens if you wanted to say, don't make the email address required?
Right.
One of the
Yeah.
things that the MCP can do is not only create a form, but it can update existing forms and rearrange things and update choices. So you don't have to you don't have to do this all manually. You have a AI assistant.
Yeah. Exactly. So let's see if Claude can update this email
Yeah,
address.
we didn't test this ahead of time, but we did test it for the MCP while it was in development. Oh, we haven't used this tool yet, so always allow or allow once, either way.
Oh, there we go. Yep. Yeah, and that's a great thing as well that it actually asks you every time Claude needs to perform a certain action. So you can manually allow these things.
Drum roll.
And Zack, I think ChatGPT or OpenAI are adding support for MCPs in their desktop app soon, but it's not currently supported, if I remember correctly.
Right. Yeah, and they are supported if you use their codex CLI, their command line interface, that tool, but it's being integrated with all sorts of things, including WordPress, of course. So they not only
Right.
removed that the field was required, they updated the title to say optional, which is really neat. We didn't
Yeah.
ask it to do it, but it's artificial intelligence. It did a really good job of matching the rest of the form's settings.
Yeah, so this is really cool, and I'm using this a lot myself because I do a lot of testing and I do a lot of writing and things like that, and it's just saves me a lot of time and it's really fun and super
So
helpful.
Casey, we didn't test this either. But one of the things that is often a real slog is, let's say you have multiple email addresses, email address fields, and you wanted to have different confirmations for different fields. And like the MCP can also set up notifications and confirmations. And it might have already done so, Casey, if you go to the
Yes.
existing form. But like one of the pains in the neck is setting up different confirmations for the different people that are going to be contacted. Hey, thank you for your feature request. How many forms, Casey, have the default Gravity Forms confirmation message?
A lot.
This solves that. That's
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
There's also an admin notification that it's set up as well. So we get a nice
Amazing.
email every time we get a feature request.
That's really
Yeah.
nice.
Perfect.
And a link to the view the full entry. That's great.
Yeah, fantastic.
Rob
Awesome.
Davis has another question. Is it possible at this point to upload a form and have the MCP convert it to a Gravity form, or is the input limited to conversational text? Rob, anything that Claude can read, it can analyze and convert into a form. I do think I've had issues in the past having Claude read Word files like docx files, but maybe they've fixed that at this point. But certainly PDFs.
Yeah, it's very good with PDF. I know that.
Yeah, so check out GravityMCP. Casey, where can people find out about GravityMCP?
Yeah, gravitykit.com /GravityMCP. We have a landing page here on our site, and it's completely free. It's on GitHub. You can download it. We also have a video on our YouTube channel showing you exactly how to install it and get it activated. It'll only take you literally 5 minutes. So yeah, play around with it and see what you think.
We didn't show how to demonstrate an entry, creating an entry, I realized, Casey. Do you want to show how to do that?
Sure. Yeah, let's.
One of the things is that we're showing right now is like one entry at a time, or like one form at a time is what we've been showing how to do this. Anything that you can think of, like if you say create 20 forms, it can loop through and create 20 forms for you. We've only just demonstrated one form at a time. Casey's now saying, please add 5 example feature requests.
Yeah, this is one of the great things. And then, not only can you do this in Claude, but you can have it just running kind of in the background while you work on other things as well.
Right.
Which is, just such a time saver. So yeah, looks like Claude is going to be creating those entries one by one. You can see it's finished the first one. It's moving on to the second.
And during development, I had it working on creating like product forms and with product options. So like I want to sell a new product using Gravity Forms, and you can describe it and give it the pricing structure. Or if you don't give it the pricing structure, it'll ask you like, well, what do you want it to cost? So it's a really useful tool.
Yeah, it really is. And yeah, let me refresh. So yeah, it looks like we have 3 entries so far, and getting a couple more created. Yeah, so let's check out the entries. And yeah, here we go. So we've got a full feature request that Claude has added in here for us.
Yeah, and then you can say, hey, please summarize these entries.
Exactly. All right, that's awesome, Zach. Should we talk a bit about the updates that we've made to our advanced conditional logic?
Let's do it. It's really exciting. We've been wanting to do this for years, and we're finally Duca, one of our developers, has implemented advanced conditional logic, adding support for multiple forms, which is GravityView. Normally, you can show one form's entries on your website, where you can view it, update it, delete it, the entries, all from GravityView. But you can also connect multiple forms together so that they match a unique identifier. So if you have 2 forms with the same user, with the same email, submits 2 separate forms, you can join them, connect them, and show all the data from those multiple forms on one view. In the past, the only way that we had available to filter those entries was the main parent form, was the only way you could filter the entries using advanced filtering. But we have added the ability to filter on any of the connected entries, any of the connected forms now.
Yeah, this is a really awesome addition. So, all right, there's my screen. So yeah, so like Zach was saying, so you can have two forms linked together in a view. So I have two forms here, and this example is like a job application form and then an interview feedback form. And if I show you the entries for those forms, you can see I have a candidate ID field here on the job application form, and then the same field, candidate ID, for the interview feedback form. So those entries can share a common candidate ID, and that's how you can make that link between the two forms. So let me go ahead and create a view, or I already have a view set up apparently. So I've got a candidate database view set up here. And using the multiple forms extension for GravityView, you can join on a second form, and then you can display entries from both those forms. So I've set up a join condition here. I've connected this view to my job application form, and then I'm joining on the candidate ID field, and I'm joining it to the interview feedback form on that form's candidate ID field. So we've got that join set up, and that allows me to add fields from either form to my view. As you can see, I can add a field from form number 1, add a field from form number 2. And now if I scroll down to the advanced filter here, add a condition, you can see now you can actually choose which form you want to, which form's fields you want to have access to in the condition. So like form number 1, and then I get a drop down with all the fields and all the data and entry meta, etc., associated with that form. And then I can also select like form number 2 and have all the fields and data associated with that form. So this is really cool. And yeah, this just allows you to create some really powerful and more advanced filtering conditions. So yeah, this is an awesome update.
Yeah, and so because we added the enhanced conditional logic that supports multiple forms to the base package, the base like underlying technology, you can filter at the view level, which is what you're showing now, which is only show the entries that match these rules. But the same technology is used to filter the fields themselves to be able to control whether or not a field displays based on the values from either of these forms. Can you show what that's like?
Yeah, definitely. So let's open up the field settings here for one of these fields. And then under visibility, we have this add condition option. And again, you get the same conditional logic interface here, but this will now only apply to that specific field. And again, you can filter or you can create conditions based on fields from either of the two forms. Yeah.
Yeah, and this allows people to do some really powerful stuff that previously you might have had to use our custom content field and GV logic shortcode and do some like, stuff that's more like code. And we wanted to simplify this for everybody so you could just point and click and do really powerful, advanced, enhanced conditional logic, which is really cool.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
one of the neat new things is look at that little merge tag icon.
Yes. So I was just about to bring
I
this up.
sensed it, yeah.
Yeah, let me go back to this one. It's a little bit. Yeah. So so when you have a field where you can put like a text, where you have a text input. So let's see. Cover letter, yeah. So you have this is like a text input. Now you can actually insert Gravity Forms merge tags here to pull in dynamic values from the entry. We didn't. This is a brand new feature that we just added.
Yeah, so this just unlocks some advanced customization that previously you would have to know what the merge tag was, and you could have entered it, but now it automatically updates with a different form that's selected to have the merge tag picker show the right option for the selected form. So That's just we're
Yeah.
going to be keeping on iterating on the enhanced conditional logic functionality to bring more and more functionality to all of our products that use it, because it's an easy win for across all of our products. Like GravityCalendar uses it, Gravity Charts uses it, GravityView,
Yep. Gravity Export.
Gravity Export, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So, as Ken says, I have to play around with some of my views now. Yeah, they could probably be really simplified, Ken. Let us know what you think. We would love to hear what your experience is with it.
Yeah, and we also, there's a few more enhancements that we added, like, for example, for date fields, now we have preset options, like, you know, you can set the, like for a date field, you have today, yesterday, tomorrow. And then of course you also have custom choice that you can add in here. And also for our dynamic lookup field, Zach, we're pulling through those values into the conditional filter now. So you don't need to manually add like user IDs and things like that. So I think I have a good example of this if I can find it. Yeah, here we go. So I set up this form and I have an assign to field. And this is a dynamic lookup field, which is a free add-on that we offer. And it allows you to pull through data from a Gravity Forms form or WordPress users on your site. So I've got it hooked up to my WordPress users. And if I preview that form, you'll see that this is a drop-down. And here are all of the WordPress users that it's pulling through. So this is a dynamic field. And now what we've done in the advanced filter, if I go ahead and, let's see, I think I have a view. Here we go. If I go ahead and open the advanced filter here in my view, and then I will select here the assign to field. Now this becomes a drop-down, and I can just select a user from the list, or I can choose currently logged in user. So this gives you all those options that you see in the field, and it just makes it a lot easier to create these types of filtering conditions.
Yeah, and just a reminder for the second option there, where it says currently logged in user disabled for administrators. This is a really good way to set up a view that filters only show entries for people who are not administrators. So like if non-administrators submit a form, they will only see their own entries. But as an administrator, you'll be able to see everybody's entries, which is a nice way to do it when you're trying to just restrict access to most people, but administrators will be able to see all entries and review everything at once. Yeah, so we're really excited about the conditional logic enhancements, and please let us know what you think.
Yeah, please do. We have another update actually probably going out this week, which is related to our DataTables layout, Zach.
Yes, we do. Oh boy, so this, okay, so we have a lot of functionality at GravityKit. We do a lot of stuff. We have a lot of add-ons that GravityView itself has extensions and layouts. And so like we have a big product suite. And sometimes there are just gaps that I don't know how they exist. I don't know how they exist. And I look at it and like, oh shoot, how do we not support this? And this is one of those functionalities where it's been something that we needed to support since day one back in 2014, or maybe 2015 when we released maps. DataTables layout has never fully supported maps. So we do have that coming out now. We're really excited about having what I see as like an essential integration that we've been missing finally implemented.
Yeah, totally. That's going to be great.
Yeah, so what that means is as you scroll your DataTables live table, the markers on the map will update. As you scroll the map, the entries in the data table will be refreshed. And this is an update that's coming out soon, as in we plan on releasing it this Thursday if all goes well. And I'm just glad to close that backlog item because this is like something that should have been implemented years ago.
Cool. Well, Zach, I think you were going to show us how to do some customizations on GravityCalendar.
Yes, I am. And uh, unlike Casey, I haven't practiced this yet. Casey does a great job of setting up demos and having all the tabs open and stuff like this. So please bear with me. This is a live demo, folks. This is you're seeing it live. So
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right.
And this is going to be a great demo because this is something that we get a lot of customers asking about, if they can customize things in GravityCalendar, and it's definitely possible. You just might need to be pointed in the right direction.
Right. So I created a calendar from our calendar.try.gravitykit.com website, which is where you can go to play around with GravityCalendar. It's our demo site. So this is all fresh from the GravityCalendar demo. You can clone this site, and you can play around with it from where you see I am right now. So I have a travel itinerary calendar, and I have it showing up these items, and I don't really love how these are showing up. I don't want the I want those to be like block items instead of showing up like they are in the month view. There are different layout types, right? And I could choose a different layout that might display it a little better. Let's see. No, I don't like any of these. And let me see. Show next event. There we go. I don't like this. So I want to customize it. I want the month grid view, but I want each one of these to be a block instead of a bullet list. Like, right now it's a bullet list with this dot, and it has like a 9 instead of 9 a.m. and like I can't see the full title. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the AI assistant page on gravitykit.com/assistant, and I can ask questions to the GravityKit assistant. Now, what the GravityKit assistant is doing is it's going to be trained on this data, the data of our documentation site. So like we have a bunch of GravityCalendar hooks, and hooks for non-developers are ways that you can modify the output of code on your website. And so we have a lot of these places where you can filter this stuff, but you don't need to know how to do this. You can ask our AI assistant. Now with our GravityCalendar add-on, this is being powered by Full Calendar, which is a really cool open source package. And so the functionality that we expose in GravityCalendar is actually powered by Full Calendar. So you'll see that this is what our own GravityCalendar layout looks like because we're using their framework. So I'm going to be asking the GravityKit AI assistant to help me customize the layout to match what I want it to be. So I'm going to say, I want lunch, and this is live, people. So we'll see how it goes. I want events that have lunch in the title to be a different color. Let's see how that goes. And I'm using a tool called Super Whisper, which is really neat technology that takes what I say and translates it into text. So check out superwhisper.com. So you can see it translated that. So I want to modify my GravityCalendar calendar so that the events that have the word lunch in it are green instead of orange. Now, I'm going to enter this right now and see what it comes up with. It might give me the right code, and it might not. But if it doesn't, I can always point it to the developer docs here and the developer docs at Full Calendar. So here you go, GravityView Calendar Events Filter. Let's see. I don't think that is the right answer, but it might be. Here we go. Seems like it's having some issues, unfortunately. So instead, what I'm going to be doing is going to ChatGPT and doing that instead here. That we were going to try to do it with our assistant first, but let's back up and do it with ChatGPT. And so what I'm going to do is copy and pasting the URL here, and copy and pasting the URL here of the full calendar, and seeing how it goes. Or actually, I'll just get rid of this and saying use full calendar options. Now, ChatGPT will come up with something. I can return to this and say, let's try again with this. Let's see how it goes. So, y'all, if you have experience with AI and you're frustrated with AI, you're not alone. Like, this is what working with AI is like. It doesn't always get things right. It can be really frustrating. But it also unlocks tons of functionality and tons of power that was unavailable to me before, and I'm sure to most of you. So if you find it's not right the first time, try refining your prompt. Try asking it to think deeper, or like, what other solutions might there be? Are you sure that's the right filter? Confirm that the filters match the documentation. One of the great things you can do is point it to the docs.gravitykit.com website, point it to docs.gravityforms.com website, and just make sure that it is using those as reference sources, because otherwise it might just be making stuff up. And that's the thing with AI. It sometimes makes stuff up. So here we go. This is the right answer. GravityView Calendar options. And you can see that that's the filter that is represented on our docs here for full calendar overrides. This is what we wanted. And there's an example here for change of the locale to French, for example. So first up, it's changing the event display to block, which is good because we want to change the background color to green. And it even sets the nice little border color and the text color to white, which is good for accessibility. So I take this code by clicking the copy button at the top of the code block. And I go back to the demo website and I say, okay, snippets, add new. And this is the code snippets plugin, which is really powerful. I love the code snippets plugin. And you can paste in the code and say, change the color to orange when lunch is in event title. And you can see in the code that it's checking for the word lunch, and it changes it to green. So let's save and activate, and click active. Whoops. All right, let's make sure, refresh to make sure it's active. It is active. Great. And now let's refresh our calendar here to see how this works. And there you go. Lunch is green, everything else is orange. So you can see if I wanted to then say like museum trips, everything in the museum is brown, and everything in a park is green, and everything arrival has prepend a emoji with a plane landing for arrival, and add emoji with a plane taking off. You can do whatever you want. The point of this demonstration was that this was all just asking AI to do something, pasting it into a code snippets plugin, activating it, seeing if it worked. If it didn't work, go back, revise it, try again. This is where AI becomes an assistant to you in your success. And you can use existing documentation. You can contact our support. Our support will do similar things in the background to generate code snippets, and then we'll test it, and then we'll share it with you. This is all happening, people. Let's just align ourselves on the reality that AI is here, and AI is unlocking our incredible productivity, and we're on board with it. We're really excited about it.
Yeah, and one of the things we're working really hard on is our documentation, making sure to improve it as much as we can, making sure we cover all of the functionality that we offer. And part of the reason is so that AI has access to that, so that when you want to implement these customizations and stuff, the AI can just go and read the docs, knows exactly what to do, and yeah, it just makes things a lot easier. So that is something that we're actively working on improving.
Yeah. And if y'all have any questions about AI or anything about anything, please get in touch with us. I'm always happy to talk about it. Our support is always happy to guide you. Ask AI how you can best use AI. That is, if you like, AI is really good at onboarding you onto how to use it and all the different things it can do.
Yeah, great point.
Yeah. So we've got some really cool stuff lined up for later this week. We've got the DataTables maps integration. The GravityView Elementor widget is coming out next month, hopefully early next month. I'm working on it. We've got big things lined up for the rest of the year that we still can't talk about. But we've got a really good list of Year of GravityKit items that are going to be knocking out some of the top requests that we have and trying to make it so that GravityKit works better for you and helping you unlock your productivity.
Yeah, absolutely. And if anyone has any questions about anything we've gone over during this stream, or anything else to do with Gravity Forms or any of our tools, feel free to put it in the chat. We're happy to answer any questions you have. But I think that does it for the demos.
Yeah. And thank you all for watching, and thank you, Casey. And we look forward to seeing you next time on GravityKit Live.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Thanks, Rob. Rob says, y'all are the GOAT. You're the GOAT too, Rob. Bye, everybody.
Awesome. Bye.